This is the second video that we're showing how to prepare the hot stone station. So just as a reminder, we put the stones that we'd like to use. Here is the kettle. We warm the water, and I would suggest you really to try to shorten the time that you're spending on heating the stone as much as. So even if you're putting the hot water into the kettle, try to put hot water from the tap. You finishing it, hot water boiling, you pouring the hot water, then you covering it, and you're putting it on high. Yeah? You're putting it as far distance as possible onto the wall, and just be sure that your table goes all the way to the wall. Okay, what's next? You need to have a container with cold water, and that's a little bit unusual to the way most of the hot stone massage therapists use hot stones. Usually, the way they use hot stones is warming the water into a temperature that you can put your hands into the water, and then you apply the stones right onto the client. These I call warm stones. It's not really hot. The way we're using the stones is maximum temperature, so you can have it 70 degrees easily. Yeah? So you need to cold some of the stones, and I will explain after what are you cool and what you're not cooling, but you need a container of cold water. So you put the container here, and then what you need also is a small towel to just take the excessive water from the stones. Yeah? And what you do, imagine if this is the stone, actually I'll show you a little bit different. Can you maybe move this one and come more this way? Yeah? Now, a very important part of the hot stone therapy is how do you pick up the stones. I'll just show you what I meant with is that you need to pick up the stones with something, put it in the cold water, and then apply it into the client. This is the process that you will go for almost all the stones. Now, a big issue is which tool do you use to pick up the hot stones. So the one I recommend, if you look at those two, I recommend more this one. Why? It's broader, and it's large surface, and it's a bit stronger. This one is a little bit elastic. So what you need is a metal tool that is non-elastic. Yeah, you know this plastic elastic? Not good, because you will shoot the stones. Not good. You need to be inelastic. It needs to be having a broad surface, and it has to have holes, so the water drains, and then you pick it up. Just to show you, if you need to take the large estirage, you see that it actually takes the whole surface. Yeah, and you will need two of these. You need two of these to just hold it and put it there. So two different types. Haven't been cleaned after the last session. You can see it because it's sticky. Okay. Now, so far, up to about 2 years, that's what I used to do. Then I thought about, this idea, and now that's how I practice. This is a kitchen tong, and I have here a few types. One is a little bit bigger than the other. They are very cheap. They're about 3.5 pounds each. And this one actually is 2 pounds from Argos, but believe it or not, it works fantastic. So how do you use it? You're basically holding it and taking it like that. Try not to lift it too much, but use the lever on the rim of the slow cooker. Sometimes you might need to use two of them. but it's relatively very safe and easy. You would see that something like the sacral stone, remember the sacral stone, the big one? You need to take this one. It requires some skill on lifting it and taking it. So you put it in the cold water. It's quite big. Yeah, it can be quite big. So, so your choices are Tom, very easy for smaller stone, okay for large stones, or these big spoons that are okay also for both. Though they are a little bit more expensive. I think I forgot, maybe £4 each. Or in IKEA you have also it's cheaper and pretty good. You don't need something super duper. You need something is strong and inelastic. Yeah. This one, for example, not that great. I mean, it is a little bit more flexible, but also the size not great. Okay. So this is how the station would look like. Really, you would have the slow cooker. Yeah. You have the cold water. You would have the surface to put the stones, and you would have the tools that you're using to pick up the stones. Okay. And I think that this is it really for about the setting. Electricity. I would say here I wouldn't feel that safe, because you see the plug is quite close. So I would maybe change it so it's the socket is somewhere else. So it's a bit further away. That's as much as I can think of. Yeah. So what we do is get a range of few of these in each table, and then we're going to sit and talk a little bit about the stones. Okay. So just take a few of these, prepare the containers and everything, and then we're ready to start. It should take really 2-3 minutes now.